Hey, I'm Eric Haugen. Here's my, oh, it's down there, my website, my Patreon, my Instagram, my Spotify artist page. I'm streaming everywhere. I'm streaming right now. I'm everywhere. Anyway, like my videos, subscribe to my channel if this content amuses you. It helps me when you do that. Cool. Today, what are we talking about? We're doing music noticing. We are moving into 7th chords, exactly how they work in major keys. Let's go back to the key of G. Because that's, guitar is key of G. It really is. If you think about the tuning and how easy the chords are to play in the key of G and E minor, it's really the best key. I argue. Your mileage may vary. So we know by now that those are the chords in the key of G. There they are. I observe that people don't know that there's differences between 7th chords and what they are and when you can use them. So here we go. I'm going to try to explain those differences. The most common 7th chord we know about is the one that's built off of the 5 chord, the D7. By the way, notice how freaking punchy Hiwatts are. It's kind of what they excel at. So D7 is a dominant 7 chord because it's the 5 chord is the dominant chord. I really wish that music theory called dominant 7 chords, not just 7. That's not your fault. That's music theory's fault. Some European guy in the, 1500s decided it, and now we're stuck with it, and everybody's confused. That's a 7th chord. Without going into too much why, it's a major chord, major triad. Mustang's already out of tune, with a flat 7. And so that is your blues chord, that's your funk chord. Let's put phaser on. Something like that. However, that's the only naturally occurring dominant 7th chord. That's the funky one. The other ones, let's take a look at. And we don't need to, you can watch my buddy Ryan Naylor Guitar. We'll go into this stuff in much more detail. I like to work in a way that's more like, let's just memorize this, because trust me, yeah, you can go down a deep dive and figure it out why. Just trust me. If we're dealing with key of G, G is the 1 chord. 1 chord becomes a major 7. So let's see. There's the 7th note. That's an F sharp. So, of course, there's no easy way to, do that. What you end up doing is putting that F sharp over here, the 2nd fret on the high E string. So you can do that like that. Oftentimes, I'll put in the D again. What a cool chord. Benny and the Jets. F major 7. So there's a 1 becomes major 7. And that's very different than G, what should be called dominant 7. That's so different than sad emo math rock / jazz chord. Yeah, very much. That early 2000s stuff is going to be a lot of major 7s, all those kind of mathy. What's one that might be an interesting? That's all just G major 7 stuff up high. That sound appears there. Let's see. So if the 1 chord becomes a major 7, the other major chord we have to deal with is C. C also becomes a major 7 because if I'm looking at the notes in the key, because again, don't worry about it, just trust me, you just need to know that the 1 and the 4 become major 7s. Easiest way to play a C major 7, you just play a C. Pop that finger off. Many songs will have a C major 7 in it. Okay, give example. Switch gears, key of C. Bam. All right, key of C, C, F, G, C. Oh, I wanted to plug this in. I didn't plug in my Walrus Audio tremolo pedal because the freaking LEDs are so bright on this pedal. I like that. John Lennon, Imagine. C major 7, F, little thing. So that's 1, because now I'm in the key of C. Just clarifying, now I'm in the key of C for this example. 1, bringing that B, the major 7, F, cool little thing. That's a good pedal. Okay, other examples while we're in the key of C, for example, the Cars Drive. Practice this one, and then, oh man, that turnaround. A minor, you can't go on. That's 2 to 5. Thinking, oh, no, it's not. It's 6 to, oh wait, what key is Drive in? Uh-oh. Nothing's wrong. Oh my God, is Drive Lydian? Crap, it is. Okay, take it back. Drive actually skews Lydian. Or does that skew Dorian? I'm not going to detour. Okay, anyway, Drive has a C major 7 in it. Just realized that now, that it's actually modal. God, great song. Okay, 1 chord, back to key of G. 1 chord is a major 7, 4 chord is a major 7, 5 chord is the one that we always just called 7. That's important. Now, the 2, 3, and 6, A minor's 2, B minor's 3, E minor's 6, all become minor 7s. And those are easy because it's just the minor triad with a flat 7. And those chords can kind of go anywhere. So here's, hot take, Eric's hot take on minor 7 chords. You can always make any minor chord a minor 7. It'll jazz it up just a little bit because I'm sitting here analyzing. There's no such thing as a naturally derived minor major 7 chord. Don't worry about it, just trust me. You can always make a minor chord a minor 7. So A minor 7, B minor 7, E minor 7, which is actually, that's kind of a cool progression. Yeah, and I like this stuff because obviously I think you want to know this for when you're making up chord progressions or songwriting or just making up little loops. I always like little changes, little things that we can do to a chord or a song. They'll color it just a little more. It's, total Bob Ross, total like, oh, just a, happy little, happy little squirrel or whatever. Fucking happy little squirrel. People say I'm like Bob Ross, which I am. I have a lot of patience and I'm pretty mellow too, but I'm also, I'm sassier than Bob Ross is. Never seen Bob Ross really call bullshit on anything. And Bob Ross makes hotel art. I make hipster indie rock. What else do we want to talk about? So, interestingly enough, if we're still back to key of G, I couldn't really think of a song that had an example of a 4 major 7 chord. So then to provide an example, I was like, all right, let's go to the relative minor of key of G, which would be E minor. Here, let's put on delay. E minor 7, and then I could go to that C, and now major 7. Regular C, bringing that major 7. See what my intonation is like up high today. Here we go. Not too bad. That is obviously a nice example of using that C major 7. However, now, because I'm in the relative minor key of E minor is now 1. And I'm calling this, you know this by now, the flat 6. It's not the 6th chord because it's a flat 6 away from this tonal center. And all right. So now, let's play around with ruining songs we all know so well. So to review, 1 major 7, 2 minor 7, 3 minor 7, 4 major 7, 5 dominant 7, 6 minor 7. Notice, we're just going to, the 7 chord, the F sharp, to review, starts life as a diminished triad. But look, on guitar, you can't play those notes together. So on guitar, they go, all right, well, oh, there's the full arpeggio. Again, that's just the notes in the key. Watch Ryan Naylor's videos if you want to really go do a deep dive on stuff. It becomes a minor 7, flat 5. Don't be afraid of things with long names. Minor 7, flat 5, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Minor 7, flat 5, Philip Seymour Hoffman. We all know that. Like, he's got a long name. We remember him. Great actor. So yes, it's the Philip Seymour Hoffman chord. I was trying to find an actor that had a da-da-da-da-da-da name, which is actually, if you think of one, put it in the comments, because it would need to be minor 7, so that's ba-ba-ba-ba, 4 syllables, and then bop-bop, 2 syllables, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Close, but not exactly what I wanted. Silly. All right, how am I doing on batteries? I'm looking at camera 1. I see you, camera 1. I see you running out of batteries. Shooting HD video on a Sunday morning. Burning through that battery. Okay, let's ruin a song. Let's take Once Upon a Time You Dressed So Fine, Through the Bums of Dime, In Your Prime. Didn't you? Happy Birthday, Bob. Grandpa Bob. So Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone. Key of C now. That's the 1 chord. That's the 2 chord. That's the 3 chord. That's the 4 chord. That's the 5. So you could totally butcher it. That means 1 major 7, 2 minor 7, 3 minor 7, 4 major 7, 5 dominant 7, baby. Once upon a time you dressed so fine, through the bums of dime in your prime. I remember learning this in music college and it cracked me up. People call so be red dog, you're bound to fall. You thought they were all just killing you. So yeah, you can ruin any song. You can jazzify any folk song by just adding the 7 to it. Again, though, it has to be the right one. It has to be a major 7 when it's supposed to be a major 7. Has to be a minor 7 when it's supposed to be a minor 7. Has to be a dominant 7 when it's supposed to be a dominant 7. You can't just drop 7s however you want. Well, you can. It just might sound shitty. It might sound cool. Might sound shitty. Might sound cool. Who knows? All right, hold on. Let me fix the battery situation so I can be more comfortable and continue. Okay, we're back. Everybody's got juice, and yeah, we're going to continue along. So yeah, we just ruined Like a Rolling Stone. Now some practice advice. I would advise to practice playing the regular version of a chord. Let's say back to key of G now. And back and forth with the major 7. So you can get a feel for the difference. Let's go up to A minor. Minor 7. And, you know, D, D7. Let's chop them because Hiwatt's chop. Yeah. The more time I spend with amps, you know, I've only had this Hiwatt for, well, I've had for a good couple months now. The more you get to know them. That's cool. Yeah, that's the thing. I think Hiwatts, yeah, they're good at that. So that's my advice to you know, yeah, okay, I detour all the time. You know, chord books, don't buy another chord book. Those things are terrible. All it is just a vomiting of information that you have no idea what to do with. It's, again, you know that it's way better to know what you're doing, even if it's a simple thing, than to like kind of have some like half-cocked version of some very complicated concept. You know, I don't like scaled diagrams. Yeah, I also don't like endless chord books where you're like, cool, okay, well here's a G6. Oh, and here's an A minor 7 that I can barely play. Like, what good is that? It's no good whatsoever. It's way cooler to be like, okay, well, let's see, there's B minor 7. And if I'm going to be honest, wait, I'm always honest, my advice for, like, grokking, that's a word, would be to go through caged. Here's what I mean. Here's C, C major 7. Here's C, here's C major 7. Here's C, here's C major 7. Here's C, here's C major 7. Here's C, oh God, here's C major 7. That's all. There they all are. There's your major 7 voicings. There's 5 of them. And guess what? There's a pentatonic scale that goes behind every one of those. That's how the guitar works for me. So that's my advice. You know, I could do that with G major 7. Oh, that connects to this G major 7. 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 You can slow the video down. I'm so tired of saying it. There are slow down options in YouTube down here, up here, depending on what device you're on. Spacebar pauses, arrows go forward and back. If you didn't know that, now you know it. Hard to say if these are new subscribers. Well, you never know. There's a new subscriber every day. Getting closer and closer to 1 million. No, I'm getting close to 100,000. I want that silver plaque. I don't know why. Maybe I'll get a tattoo of it when I get there. Okay, anyway. Other things to watch out for when looking for a major 7 chord. Watch out for what's called a line cliche. I'm going to have to do a separate video on that. I bet Ryan Naylor has a video on that too. Yeah, Ryan. He does the deep dive stuff. He does the guitar music theory deep dive. He'll just sit there and talk about triads for an hour. So if you're like engineering mindset, you're like, no, I want to really dissect it. Go over there. I'm too lazy. I'm not lazy. You have to be tenacious to do this. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, line cliche is like Beatles something. Back to key of C. You know, it's a C major 7. Oh, you're like, that makes sense. Then it goes to C7. And that's the bum 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 bum. And then another one. dwarfish demeanor. I think that's all I wanted to talk about for today. I think we covered it. That's all. That's all. You know, you got your homework. You can ruin songs that you already know now, or you can play around with going back and forth between. You could take those common chord progressions that we talked about, 1, 5, 6, 4. You can turn those into jazz songs if you want. You could make, what is the genre of music that Mac DeMarco is? You could turn stuff into Mac DeMarco songs. You can start to subtly jazzify things. You know, it's all selective though. You do it too much, it ruins them. You do it a little bit, it's nice color. What am I going to be back next week with? Vox just sent me, so generous, sent me one of the AC4 hand wires to try out, so that I'm definitely going to take that, well, not take it apart. I'm going to fiddle with it because, you know, I've been doing all the 5-watt amps lately, and as we know, the conclusion so far is they're all good. As Bill and Ted would say, be excellent to each other. That includes yourself. It's a rough life, man. Be good to yourself. You don't know how long you got. And yeah, thanks to everybody who supports me. You know I don't put ads on my channel because I hate them. And so every bit of support helps, be it booking lessons or purchasing some of my PDF downloads or supporting me on Patreon, following me on Spotify, donating to your local, food bank. Well, that doesn't help me, but that's a good thing to do also. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Happy Friday. Eat pizza.